ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। Shloka number 42. Please repeat once after me. Vyavasayo vyavastanaha. I'm sorry. I think we have to begin in 40, right? Not 42. Viksharo rohito margaha. Hetur Damodara Saha. Mahidharo Mahabhago. Vegavanamitasanaha. So we started with this 40th shloka in the previous class, and we saw that this shloka has 10 namas beginning from 363 to 372. And I think we could cover 3 out of the 10 namas in the previous class. We did Viksharaha, which means the one for whom there is no nasha, decay. And then we saw 364 Rohitaha, which means one who is red in color. And therefore we saw that everything that is red in color is Bhagavan himself. And then the last nama that we saw in the concluding part of the previous class was Margaha, 365, wherein we saw that Shankaracharya has given 2 meanings to it. One meaning being the goal, the end that is sought, and the second meaning being the path or the means to attain the goal. Bhagavan is both the means and the end. So with that we completed 365. Now 366 is Hetuhu. Hetuhu. Hetuhu means the cause. And we have been seeing that the cause is of 2 types. One is the material cause and the other is the intelligent cause. Shankaracharya gives a clean and simple commentary for this nama. He says, Upadanam nimittam cha karanam sa eveti hetuhu. That which is both the upadana karana, the material cause, and the nimitta karana, the intelligent cause. Therefore, he is called Hetuhu. 367, Damodaraha. A very, very beautiful nama, and Shankara gives 3 meanings to this, out of which 2 are, or rather the first one is based on the grammatical construction of the word, and the other 2 are from the Puranas. The first meaning, Damodaraha. He says, Damadi sadhanena udara utkrishta matihi yataya gamyate iti Damodaraha. Very beautifully given by Acharya. He says, he is the one, Bhagavan is the one who is known through that mind which is disciplined with something called Damaha. Damaha is a discipline. Damaha means a discipline of the senses. The senses are of two categories according to our Shastra. You have the organ of jnana, knowledge, which is called jnanendriyaha, which includes the organ of sight, the organ of hearing, the organ of smelling, tasting, and touching. This is called jnanendriyaha. You can, in modern technology terms, you can call them as input devices. Yeah, through which you gain information of the external world. And then you have the output devices called karmendriyaha. Karmendriyaha are the two hands, the two legs, vaka, pani, pada, the organ of speech, the organ of the shakti in your hand to do work or to lift something, then the organ of walking, or the legs, the power in your legs, and then you have payu and upastha, the organ of excretion and reproduction. So these 5 are karmendriyaha, and the previous 5 were jnanendriyaha. It is important that the instruments are maintained under a discipline. And where a sadhaka, it does not mean suppression of senses. It only means that you follow a discipline so that you use them judiciously and you don't abuse or misuse them. Because these are the gateways, and it is very important to have guards, to put guards in the boundaries or the gates, right? Otherwise, just anybody can trespass, and every transaction that you make using these 5 jnanendriyas or 5 karmendriyas, the mind is involved. Therefore, these transactions, when not under a disciplined system, can affect the mind, or will definitely affect the mind. One may ask, so what if it affects the mind? Mind is the only instrument through which you gain the knowledge. The mind will not be readily available to grasp the knowledge if it is not under a discipline. Therefore, disciplining the sense organs is very important. And here, Damodaraha Dhamadi Sadhanena Udara, the one who is known through that mind which is disciplined with Dhamma. Of course, also other disciplines. Dhamma is one of the group of 6 disciplines which is required for a sadhaka. Shama, Dhamma, Uparama, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhanam. These are the 6 disciplines which are given by the Veda. So Shama means regulation of thought. Dhamma means disciplining the senses. Uparama has different meanings. We can take it as maintaining the discipline that has been acquired. So you acquire the discipline is not enough. One has to retain the discipline that is acquired. That is called Uparamaha. Titiksha in simple terms is called forbearance. We will see that as the next nama itself. Shraddha is having faith in the validity of the scriptures, having faith in the efficacy of the scriptures to function as the means of knowledge. And finally, Samadhanam, focused mind. So it is a group of 6 disciplines. Therefore, Dhamma here can be taken as an upalakshana for all the 6. A mind which is disciplined with Dhamma should be taken as the mind which is disciplined with all the 6, the entire family from where you find Dhamma. A mind that is endowed with all these qualifications is called Damodara. That is the name of the mind. And the one who is gained through such a mind is called Damodaraha. The second meaning that Acharya gives here is based on Bhagavan's Krishna Avatara in his Leela with his mother Yashoda, where he was a very mischievous child and she could not but tie him to a mortar and only then do her work. Otherwise, he would not allow her to do any work. Therefore, she took a rope and she tied him. The rope is called Dama, and she tied him to the mortar around his udara, his stomach. Therefore, this Nama is based on this Avatara Leela, and we also know the story that how much ever she ties, the rope was 2 inches short to tie him. Therefore, she added more. The more she added, the more she had to add, because she kept adding, and it felt as though the rope was still 2 inches short to tie him. So that was his Leela. This is based on the Purana. Yashodaya Damna Udare Bandaha iti Damodaraha. And the third meaning is also from the Puranas. According to Vyasa, Dama means worlds, the lokas. Dama. And Bhagavan, being the Karanam of the entire Srishti, has all the worlds where? In his Udara, in his stomach. Therefore, he is Dama Udaraha Damodaraha. We have also seen this in another Leela with Yashoda Mata, wherein he eats mud and Yashoda Mata gets worked up as to why a child is eating mud, and she says, "Show me your mouth," and she asks him to spit out everything, and she wants to find out whether he is still hiding some mud inside his mouth, and she says, "Open your mouth wide," and when he opens his mouth, she sees all the lokas in, right? So one who has all the lokas in his stomach, Dama Udaraha Damodaraha. That completes 367. 368. Saha. Saha, one who is endowed with Sahishnutva, tolerance, titiksha. The one who is tolerant. Bhagavan is so much tolerant that he can just go on listening to all the imploration of countless bhaktas, the sorrows of people. Everybody come. So many people come and they just open their heart and cry to him. He can just go on listening all day to everybody's implorations, and yet he remains cheerful, untouched by anybody's sorrow, or even you will find people scolding him in pain. There are so many people who scold him. There are so many people who call him non-existent. In spite of all that, he remains calm and cheerful. He is Saha. And where a sadhaka understands the importance of titiksha and wants to gain titiksha, it is only from him and by his grace that one can gain this qualification of Sahishnutva. Acharya, in one of his texts named Viveka Chudamani, defines titiksha as Sahanam Sarva Dukkhanam. Sahanam Sarva Dukkhanam. And how should one bear all these dukkhas that one is given to without complaining? And without shouting at people, without complaining inside, there is an understanding that, somebody is very, very patient and, is endowed with a lot of tolerance if they don't open their mouths. No. Acharya says you should not even murmur inside your mind. You must be able to cheerfully accept what is given to you. Only then it is called tolerance or titiksha or sahishnutva. 369. Mahidaraha. Mahidaraha is occurring for the second time here. We have already seen it once as the 317th Nama. There we saw, in 317, we saw that he is called Mahidaraha because he is the one who sustains life on earth. And also he is the receiver of the worship from all the devotees in all the lokas. Here, Mahidaraha. Mahihi means earth. Daraha means the supporter. The supporter of this earth. This earth is a planet that has got mountains. It has got big, big oceans. Now, we all know that this earth is given to motions like rotation and revolution, right? And we know that earth is actually moving at a very high speed, but we don't feel it because we are in earth and the other things that are explained by science and physics, right? So now, have you ever thought of this? Earth that is having big mountains and huge bodies of water is moving so fast at such a great speed, rotating and going around the sun, but the water doesn't spill out. The mountain doesn't fall. You know, we carry a glass of water, we carry it so carefully just to, take a few steps and keep it on the table. Now, just imagine a situation where you have to go around yourself and you have to go all around the house with a glass of water and don't spill it. So, Bhagavan and earth is suspended in thin air. It doesn't keep falling down in space and it rotates only on its orbit. There is no confusion out there in space. There is no traffic jam. There are no accidents. Everybody follows rules without a policeman being there, no cameras, nothing. Right? So, Bhagavan is the one who supports the earth, who keeps it in its place and keeps the entire Srishti going on. Therefore, he is Mahidaraha. That is the 369th Nama. 370. Mahabhagaha. Bhagaha means glory. The one who is endowed with the greatest glory. What is the greatest glory of Bhagavan? The greatest glory being he is the Srishti Sthiti Laya Karta. Nobody else can take that job. If he decides to take a day off, there is nobody to replace him. He is Mahabhagaha. 371. Vegavan. Vegavan means one who has a great speed. Bhagavan in the form of sound waves. He is Vegavan. Bhagavan in the form of light. He is Vegavan. And something that is faster, Bhagavan in the form of my very mind. He is the fastest. He moves, right? Doesn't your mind move? Doesn't your mind wander? So he moves, yet he is infinite. Something that is infinite cannot move. But he moves, seemingly moves. So, as though moves. The unmoving Bhagavan who seemingly moves. Upanishad students can connect this to the Ishavasya mantra. Anejat ekam javano grihita. Anejat ekam manaso javiyaha. Anejat meaning that which cannot move because he is infinite. Manaso javiyaha. He runs faster than the mind. So, wonderful Nama, Vegavan. See, these are not paradoxes. These are seeming paradoxes. Even in the previous class, I think we saw something like this. you will have certain seeming paradoxes in the Shastram unless we expose ourselves to systematic study under a teacher who comes in the parampara. We will not be able to understand the meaning of these words properly. Otherwise, we will be given to translations which may or may not be clear. And again, we will try to explore them with our existing intelligence or with our existing knowledge. Therefore, it is very risky to take to a study of translations and only to stick to books. With regard to Shastram, it is always advised to expose yourself to systematic teaching under a guru who comes under the Sampradaya. 372. Amita Shanaha. Mita means measure. Amita means something that is immeasurable. Ashana means food or consuming the food. Amita Ashana, Amita Shanaha means the consumer of immeasurable food. He consumes food like nobody can consume. How? He is the one who is consuming food through every mouth in his Vishwarupa. Therefore, in that way, he is Amita Shanaha. And being the Layakarta, what does he consume? Not just the food, the entire universe he swallows. He resolves into him. Therefore, he is Amita Shanaha. That is 372. With that, the 40th shloka is completed. We move on to 41. Udbhavah kshobano devaha Shri garbhav parameshvaraha Karanam karanam karta Vikarta gahano guhaha. This shloka has 11 namas, starting from 373 to 383. 373. Udbhavaha. Udbhavaha will occur for one more time as the 790th nama, and we will see its meaning there, a different meaning there. Here, Acharya gives two meanings. The first meaning is, as the material cause of this universe, he is the origin of this universe, Udbhavaha, the one from whom the universe originated. Prapanchotpatti upadana karanadvat Udbhavaha, being the material cause of this universe, he is the origin of this universe. The second meaning Acharya gives is, Udgato bhavat samsaradiva udbhavaha. Because he is above bhavaha. Udbhavaha. No, the word is bhava means samsara. He is udbhavaha. He is above the samsara. Therefore, he is udbhavaha. 374. Kshobanaha. Kshobanaha. At the time of Srishti, at the time of creation, he is the one who agitates everything. Acharya says, Sargakale Kshobayamaseti Kshobanaha, the one who shakes up or stirs up everything. Therefore, he is called Kshobanaha. It is not Shobana, it is Kshobana. 375. Devaha. Devaha we have seen as part of other namas, for example Vasudevaha. So we have seen that Devaha, the Shabda is from the root Div, the verbal root Div, which has many meanings. And here we will see some of them. The first one is, we will take say 6 meanings that is given by Acharya here. The first one is Divyati, meaning Dyotate, the one that is self-effulgent, the one that is self-evident, self-revealing. You don't need anything else to reveal it. It reveals itself all by itself. He is the all-knowing consciousness. The second meaning, as the cause of this creation, Bhagavan creates the entire Jagat effortlessly. It doesn't take much effort. He doesn't struggle to make this creation. Divyati, meaning Kridati Sargadivihi. That's what Acharya says. Kridati means it's like a play for him. Therefore, he is called Devaha. The third meaning of Devaha, which is derived from Din Dhatu, is Vijigishati Suranin, the one who wins over the enemies of Suras or the Devatas. And the enemies of the Devatas are Asuras. Sura means Devata, Asura meaning other than the Devata, who are the enemies of Devata. The one who wins over their enemies for them. Therefore, he is called Devaha. The fourth derivation, Atmataya Dhyotate, the one who obtains as the very Atma or the self in all beings. He obtains as the very self in all beings and Vyavaharati Sarva Bhuteshu. He is the one who transacts, does action, enables action to be done by any jiva at any point in time. Any action that happens is only because of his presence. Without him being present as the Chaitanyam in every body, where is the question of any action being performed? Right? Without him, all jivas don't even exist. Where is the question of transacting? Therefore, he is the one who transacts as though, remaining as the Sakshi Chaitanyam, as the witness principle in the mind. It is because of his presence that every organ functions in the way it has to function, that in the way it is designed to function. He is just like electricity. He doesn't do anything, but by his mere presence, by the mere presence of electricity, just like how a refrigerator cools everything, the iron box heats up and the stove starts burning, the fan gives air, and what else you have? The mic, right? So everything functions in the way it has to function because of the presence of electricity. Electricity does not do the job, but without electricity, no job can happen. He is, you can compare him that way. So in his presence, all transaction happens because he is present as the very self in all the beings. That is the fourth meaning. Fifth meaning, he is called Devaha because Stuyate Stutyaihi. He is the one who is being praised through all the stutis in various scriptures. Because he is Kamyate, he is the one who is desired by all beings. Therefore, everybody sings praises of him. And finally, the sixth meaning, Acharya says, Sarvatra Gacchati Tasmat Devaha. Because he is all pervasive, he is called Devaha. That completes 375. 376. Shri Garbha. The one who has Shri within himself. Bhagavan has Mata Lakshmi in his chest. Therefore, he can be, he was also, we saw him as Shri Daraha, Lakshmidaraha. Here it is said that he has Shri in his garbha, in his womb. The entire Jagat, the entire universe with all its wealth is Shri, the Prakriti, and he has the entire Jagat in his garbha. Therefore, he is called Shri Garbha. 377. Parameshwaraha. Acharya writes a very simple commentary, yet a very beautiful one. He says, Paramascha asau Ishana Shilascha iti Parameshwaraha. He is Parama and he is Ishvara. Therefore, he is Parameshwara. Parama meaning he is limitless. He is infinite. Therefore, he is superior. Therefore, he is beyond all. Therefore, he is called Paramaha. And he is Ishvara because he has got the Ishana Shilata, meaning he has got the power, the capacity to rule over everybody. He rules over all the rulers, including Brahmaji and Devendra. Therefore, he is Parameshwaraha. 378. Karanam. Karanam means the instrument or the means. Bhagavan is called the instrument because Acharya says, Jagat Utpatti Sadakatam Karanam. Now he has to make the entire creation, right? And he is the means. He does not require any other means. Therefore, he is Karanam. 379. Karanam. Upadanam Nimittam Cha Karanam. Straightforward, because he is both the material and intelligent cause. 380. Karta. Acharya writes, Karta Swatantraha. He is the independent maker of the entire Jagat. 381. Vikarta. Acharya writes, Vichitram Bhuvanam Kritavan iti Vikarta. Bhagavan is the creator of this Jagat which has so many things. This varied Jagat or variegated, diverse universe. Universe which is diverse. Okay. So that is why he is called Vikarta. Now the last four namas that we went through very fast. 378 Karanam, 379 Karanam, 380 Karta and 381 Vikarta. These four namas, to understand these four namas, we must understand how Bhagavan is different from us. Now you take the case of making a pot. To make a pot, one needs clay and you need a potter. I don't think any of us are capable of making it ourselves. Okay, so otherwise it will not be a pot. It will just be something, some object, which you can leave it to the audience to name. Okay, I'm fine. Now you have two causes. One is the material and the other is the intelligent cause, which is the potter. Now the potter, to make this pot, he makes use of the clay, and the clay is same as him or different from him? The clay is different from him, right? And to make the pot, have you seen a potter making the pot? He has a very big wheel, and in the center of the wheel he places the clay, and he needs a very big stick to set the wheel in motion, because without the wheel going round and round, you can't make the pot, right? You can't make anything out of it. So he needs the stick. He first stirs the wheel and so that it sets in motion, and in that he crafts the clay. Now this is how every object that is created by human beings are done. That is, in the sense that one needs, as an intelligent cause, one needs a material, and one needs to take the support of other instruments and is dependent on both the material and other instruments. You take the case of a carpenter, you take the case of a painter, you take the case of a cook. While the person is the intelligent cause, he is dependent on so many other factors to bring out the product. And without those factors in place, the product cannot come. Right? Now, with the case of Bhagavan, it is different. The first case is our case. Now, with respect to Bhagavan, the case is entirely different. Bhagavan being the Nimitta Karana, he does not have a material which is different from him. He does not need a wheel or a stick which is different from him to make a pot. Or pot in the sense that indicates, that refers to the entire Jagat. Therefore, he is the independent, intelligent maker, number one. Number two, he is the means, and he is also the material as well. He does not need anything else other than him to bring about this beautiful universe which has so much of variety in it. Therefore, being the intelligent, independent maker, being the means and also being the material, at the same time, he is also Vikarta, who has created this wondrous universe with so many things which are with so many varieties. You take anything, you have so many species in it. You take a banana. How many varieties of banana? I don't know how many varieties you can see in the US, but you can see quite a lot of them here. You take a mango. There is so much of variety in everything. So, Vividatmakaha, this Jagat is with so much of variety. Acharya says, Vichitram. It is so wondrous that, no two things in this universe look alike. We are about 5-6 of us here in the classroom and about 17 of us in this virtual classroom. Have you noticed that none of our noses are alike? No two persons' nose looks the same. There is so much of variety in the creation. He is Vikarta, he is Karanam, he is Karanam, he is Karta, and he is also Vikarta. 382. Gahanaha. Gahanaha, meaning with regard to his Swarupam, his nature, with regard to his Samarthyam, with his capabilities, or with regard to his Chishtitam, his actions, his Cheshta. Acharya says, Tasya Nyatum na Shakyata iti Gahanaha. It is very, very difficult to understand him with respect to any of this, whether it is with respect to his nature or with respect to his capabilities or with respect to his actions. It is very difficult to understand Bhagavan. The reason being, because his glories are countless, it is very difficult for the human mind to grasp it. And we can only know about his glories in general. Though we keep talking about his glories, we are unaware of his glories in detail. It is very difficult with regard to his capabilities and his actions. For example, you may know that there is a park or a garden nearby your house. That is all. And you know that the garden is very beautiful. That's all you may know. Do you know all the botanical names of every tree and every bush there? No, it is not possible. Right? And with respect to his Swarupam being different from anything else that you have experienced, it is very, very difficult to understand. Therefore, he is Gahanaha. 383. Guhaha. Bhagavan obtains in the cave of the Buddhi, and his Swarupam is covered by Maya, the darkness of avidya, ignorance. This darkness, any darkness is removed only by light. Just like darkness is removed only with the help of light, ignorance is removed only with the help of the light of knowledge. And in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha. In chapter 7, he says this, wherein he says, I am not very evident, I am not recognizable to people because I am seemingly covered by the yogamaya. Though he obtains here, he is still covered because there is ignorance. And how to remove the ignorance? Expose yourself to systematic teaching of the Shastra. That completes 41. 42. Vyavasayo vyavasthanaha samsthanasthanado dhruvaha parardif paramaspashtaha tuштah pushtah shubhekshanaha. The 42nd shloka contains 10 namas totally, starting from 384 to 393. The first one, 384th nama, is Vyavasayaha. The general meaning of Vyavasayaha is the determination or clarity of knowledge. But here, Acharya gives a very different and a beautiful derivation meaning for this nama, Vyavasayaha. He says, Samvin matra swarupatvat Vyavasayaha. Very, very simple. He is the very Samvit, the Chaitanya Swarupaha. He is of the nature of consciousness. Therefore, he is called Vyavasayaha. 385. Vyavasthanaha. When you say Vyavastha in Sanskritam, it means clear division, categorization, proper division or categorization. The entire creation, every jiva is given a body and given a loka, an environment, according to each and every one's karma phala. And how many jivas are there in all? We don't know the exact count, it's difficult. But we can say the categories of jiva, the types of jiva. There are in all 84 lakhs, approximate number, jivas. We say 84 laksham jivarasi. No, 84 lakhs, which is what, 8.4 million jivas, which is classified by the Veda into 4 categories. Whatever jiva you talk of will come under one of these 4, because it is difficult to remember 84 lakhs, right? So this 4 we can remember, right? So you take these 4. The first one is Andajam. The first category is Andajam. Andajam meaning everything that is born of egg. So what comes out of the mother's womb is the egg first, and then the jiva comes out of the egg. You can take all birds and reptiles. All of them are Andajam. The second category is Jarayujam. Jarayujam means that which is womb born. All mammals. We belong to this category, Jarayujam. The third category of Jivarasi is Swedajam. Swedajam. Swedajam is that which is born out of moisture or pressure. You can find this in your kitchen. Say you have dal in any of the boxes and you went on a vacation, or you decided to come to India, and you come to India, you can't return in a week and all, unless you are on a business visit, right? So you come here, you stay here for 2 months, and then you go back with all memories from here, with a lot of items, you carry everything, and you go back, you find that you already had some dal in the box which was unused when you left home, right? You open the box, something will fly out of it. You might be wondering, the box was airtight, it was closed, and how did this go inside? And especially in some dal, you can find that it is inside the dal itself. How did this insect get into the box, and how did it get into the dal when I had closed it so tight? Right? It did not get inside, it is coming from inside. It was created inside. All these categories of flies and insects and these microbes, they all belong to the category of Svedajam, which are moisture born or born under a pressure. This is the third category. The last and the fourth category is Udbijam. Udbijam is that which is born out of the seed or anything that breaks open the earth and comes out. The entire plant kingdom falls under this category. So, these are the four broad categories of Jivarasis, and of course, we have subdivisions in them, and more subdivisions, and further subdivisions in them. We have different species, we have different varieties, because we classify them into species because they not only appear differently, they also behave differently. Right? Even the behavioral patterns are different. With regard to human beings, of course, we have categorized them according to the skin color. But the original categorization which is given by the Shastram is Varna and Ashrama division. Okay, that is not racism or casteism. Varna division is based on one's contribution to the society. And Ashrama division is based on one's position in one's personal individual life. Okay, so again you have further divisions in this and further divisions, and all these divisions are so made so clear, and each, because of these divisions, and everybody, each and every person in these respective divisions have different behavioral patterns. It is only because of these distinct behavioral patterns that this Srishti functions in the way it is functioning right now. So, and within the created body also, you have distinct divisions, right? You have a system of neurology, you have a system of cardiology, you have the circulatory system, you have the respiratory system, you have the digestive system, you have the nutrition splitting system, you have the excretory system, you have the reproductive system, right? Now, there are so many departments inside the body itself, and the most fascinating thing is they don't poke their nose in others' business. Okay? Now the heart is not going to poke the nose into the kidneys business and say, hey, look what you're doing. You're sleeping now. You're supposed to work. No. Okay? So this doesn't happen. There is no mix-up. There is no fight. Everybody does their work to their best. Right? Unless we do something to spoil them. They are fine. Therefore, everything in Bhagavan's creation is so well demarcated, and everything maintains the law and order, the Vyavastha. And he is the Vyavasthanaha, according to whose order things function in the way they are functioning, or in the way they should function. That is 385. 386. Samsthanaha. Sam and sthanaha. Sam means great or excellent. Sthanaha means the abode or the place. Now, having completed the vyavastha of this beautiful universe, Bhagavan is not only the karta of the entire universe, but he is also the very karma, because he is the upadana karana. He is also the product. He is also that which is done. He is not only the doer, he is also that which is done. And he is the substratum of the entire universe, because he is the karanam. And while he created all these different names and forms that appear and disappear, he is the only one, the Satvastu, that remains without any modification. It is in him that everything appears and disappears. Therefore, he is the greatest abode, samsthanaha, in which everything in this creation gets its placement. They are maintained in him and they also resolve into him. Therefore, he is samsthanaha. 387. Sthanadaha, the one who delegates power, position, or status to everybody according to their karma phala. The status given to Dhruva as the pole star was given by Bhagavan. The status given to Shukracharya, Asura Guru Shukracharya, as the planet, the Venus planet, was given by Bhagavan. The status given to Indra Devata, Yama Devata, Varuna Devata, Vayu Devata, Agni Devata, Prajapati, Brihaspati, Brahmaji, just everybody, all the powers, the status given to the Manus, the Saptarshis, it is all given by Bhagavan. It is his power that is delegated to them. Because he delegates power or position to the other one, he is called Sthanadaha, the one who gives the power. 388. Dhruvaha. Dhruvaha. Acharya says, Avinashitvat Dhruvaha. Because he is changeless or modificationless, he is also indestructible. Because destruction is one of the 6 modifications. Because he doesn't have any modification, he does not have destruction or nashaha also. And Bhagavan is such an indestructible axle of the entire Jagat. While the world keeps changing, he is the firm hub or the axle. If the entire Jagat is imagined as a wheel that keeps rotating, keeps moving, functioning, he is the unchanging hub or the axle of this wheel. And therefore, he does not have any vinashaha or destruction. 389. Parardihi, meaning the one who has got para-riddhihi. Riddhihi means vibhuti, glory, mahima. And his mahima is how much? It is para. It is superior. It is the greatest. Because one thing, it is uncountable. And the second thing, it is matchless. He does not have an equal or a similar or a comparable. Therefore, he is Parardihi. 390. Paramaspashtaha. Paramaspashtaha. Again, you have 2 words here. Parama and Spashtaha. Parama means, Acharya very beautifully says, he says, Para and Ma. Therefore, it is Parama. Para and Ma. Para means limitless. Ma referring to knowledge. The one who has limitless knowledge. Therefore, he is Parama. And this Parama, this limitless knowledge is limitless knowledge or limitless glory is Spashtaha. It is so very clear as a crystal. Being the consciousness principle, which is self-evident, which is self-effulgent, which is shining, he is Ananya Adhina Siddhaha. He does not depend upon anything else to reveal himself. To reveal himself, he is self-evident, which is uninhibited at any time. It is not obstructed at any time. His revelation of himself is not obstructed. Do you get what I mean? He is always revealing himself to us without anything to obstruct. There is Nothing more which is clearer than Ishvara Swarupa, which is evident to all of us. How? How? He being the very self, the very consciousness principle in you. Now, if I'm going to ask you, are you there? Are you there? Yes. The instant answer is yes, right? The very self, the you, the I in every jiva is Bhagavan. And there is nothing in this Jagat which is more clear, more evident than him. Therefore, he is Paramaspashtaha. And in fact, to know anything else, you need the mind. And it is only with his presence that the mind has the capacity to know, to think. And every thought that comes to your mind reveals his presence, because otherwise you can't know the thought. And sometimes you have a clouded thinking. The intelligent is capable of that also. It happens that way also. So the mind gets clouded at times, and then after some time it gains clarity also. And every thought that is clear, every thought that brings clarity, the content of every clarity is nothing but he himself, the consciousness principle. Therefore, he is Paramaspashtaha. 391. Tushtaha. Tushtaha. Paramanandaika rupatvat tushtaha. Because he is of limitless Ananda Swarupa, he is the most satisfied, ever satisfied. Tushtaha. Now be careful, okay? People who are following Tamil Lipi, don't read it as Dushtaha. Okay, in Sanskrit, Dushta means something else, right? Tushta means satisfied, complete. 392. Pushtaha. Pushtaha. Sarva Sampurnatvat Pushtaha. Because he is ever full. Purnatva Swarupaha. Purna Swarupaha. Therefore, he is Pushtaha. And finally, 393. Shubhekshanaha. Shubha Aikshanaha. Aikshana means Shubha is, we know that which is auspicious. And what is auspicious? His Aikshana, his very glance, his look. If Bhagavan looks at me, we pray in a Pakamatiya, Unnodaya Kadaikan Parvai Kidaikada. All these phrases are used in Tamil. I am sure there are similar phrases in other languages as well. So, where his glance, his look falls on me, that is considered to be very auspicious. Look meaning what? His grace. Where I am blessed with his grace, blessed with the grace meaning where he blesses me with everything that I desire, with what I desire, what I need. And how does he bless people? See, there is one simple prayer that is taught from our childhood in all our homes. Omachi kapathu. Oh God, please protect. Protect. So everybody goes to Bhagavan and says, Kapathu, protect. This is a Vedic prayer, in fact. The Shanti Patas in the Vedas say, Avatu, Mam Avatu, Mam Avatu, repeatedly says. Therefore, to protect, where a mumukshu is asking for protection. A mumukshu meaning a person who is desirous of nothing else but moksha. That is the only thing that keeps ringing in his mind. So when he is asking for protection, what is he asking for? He is asking for protection from samsara and to be blessed with the knowledge that will release him from samsara, right? That is the meaning when he says protect. That protect has so much of meaning in it. And say where a person who is desirous of a lot of luxurious living, Artakama, wants to buy car, wants to buy a big house, and also wants to be blessed with the strength to pay the EMI, and goes to Bhagavan and he keeps repeatedly asking, Kapathu, please protect, please protect, please protect. And there is appraisal also coming up in the office, so please protect. Okay? And there is another child that is going for exam. It says, Kapathu, Kapathu. So that Kapathu is different. Now all these please protect are different. right? Everybody is asking for different things. And where one has recognized that he has done a lot of papas in his life, a real papi who now with a lot of clarity and noble thoughts has recognized a lot of papas and prays kapatu. What does that mean? Not asking for more papa, he is asking for nivaranam from papa, right? He is asking for being cleansed, to be cleansed or to be purified. No, Bhagavan blesses everybody with all what they ask. He doesn't mix it up, right? He knows what everybody means when they say protect me. So he blesses with everybody in their different pursuits which are falling under dharma, artha and kama. And he also blesses the mumukshu who is asking for moksha. And those people who are asking for dharma, artha, kama, he first blesses them with dharma, artha, kama, and slowly, that they graduate from dharma, artha, kama, and they move over from Ishvara Aradhana, from mere Ishvara Aradhana to the highest of Aradhana, which is seeking Ishvara Jnana. And as a result of that, as a result of the mumukshus being blessed with the knowledge of Ishvara, what happens? Acharya says three things happens. Number one, avidyayascha nivartakam. The person is freed from ignorance. Number two, sarva sandeha vichcheda karanam. All the doubts, he not only merely gains knowledge, he also gains clarity in that knowledge. Clear knowledge happens, doubtless knowledge happens. Hridaya grantehe vichchedanam, Acharya is quoting here. All the knots in the heart are broken. And the third and the final benefit that one gains out of the knowledge of Ishvara is sarva karmanam kshapanam. All the karmas are burnt to ashes. They are destroyed, meaning there is no rebirth to that person. Acharya takes this from the famous mantra of Mundaka Upanishad, Vidyate Hridaya Granthi Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha Kshiyante Chasya Karmani Tasmin Drishte Paravare. There Upanishad says the one who sees Ishvara. Here the Nama is where Ishvara sees you. So beautiful. So it is. It leads to the same place. So with this we complete the 393rd Nama and also the 42nd Shloka. I deliberately took few more minutes extra. I'm really sorry for that. We will finish the class here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Just one announcement, please. I'll just take a minute. The upcoming week we will not have class because I have a camp to take up with my 3-year course students. We are having a camp in Coimbatore, in Chinmaya International Foundation, Chinmaya Garden Ashram. So I will be there next week. So taking classes there. Therefore, we will not have Vishnu Sahasranamam class as per schedule. The week after that, we will have the compensation for this. The week after that, which is the 7th of September in India, Sunday evening, and the 8th of September, Monday morning. We will have 2 classes back to back the following week. Okay, so please remember, no class next week, and we will have 2 classes the week after, one after the other. For you, it would be Sunday morning, 7th September morning in the US, and 7th September evening. The timing and the details will be shared in the group, which has been as usual, right? The regular class timing and also the regular timing that we follow for the additional class. Hari Om.